We're making the crochet version of these cute heart monsters. The description box will give you the written pattern, timestamps, and resources. Here are the materials for this project. However you want to start a magic circle, you want to have 4 stitches inside of the circle. I've linked a few tutorials if you are a complete beginner. Feel free to pause, rewind, or slow down if necessary. Next, we're going to do an increase in each stitch. An increase is 2 single crochets in 1 stitch. We're going to do it for 4 times with a total of 8 stitches. For round 3, you want to do 1 increase, 1 single crochet for 4 times, and that gives you a total of 12 stitches. For round 4, you want to do a single crochet in each stitch, no increases, which give you a total of 12 stitches again. Now we flip it around, cut the yarn, and then we slip stitch, and then we pull through. Find the front loop of the next stitch and pull through. This will hide the yarn when you're starting to connect the pieces together, and then set it aside. Now repeat step 1 to 4, but this time we do not cut the yarn. After that, we're going to do 6 single crochets, which is the halfway mark, and stop there. Now we're going to insert the hook into the first piece where the yarn tail is, and then we're going to do a single crochet with the working yarn to join the 2 pieces together. Once that's done, we're going to do single crochets all around until we hit the stitch marker again, which is 11 stitches in the second one and then 6 stitches in the first one. About 17 total, and the total of it all will be 24. And it's okay if you add more stitches here, it doesn't really affect the outcome too much. I actually added extra here and it became 28 stitches instead of 24, but it's fine. As long as you follow the pattern, you'll be fine. Now we do 2 rounds of single crochets in each stitch. That gives you a total of 24, but I did it again, 28. Use either a crochet hook or a yarn needle to close the gap using the tail from the first section. Here I'm just doing a few whip stitches. Then we make a knot to secure it. Tuck the strands in. And now we're doing the pattern of 6 single crochets. Then do 1 invisible decrease, which is inserting into 2 front loops, and then we single crochet. So here we are, we have 2 loops, 1, 2 in the front, and then yarn under, and then yarn over. And then repeat the pattern again with 6 single crochets, and then 1 invisible decrease. Continue to the rest of the row. For round 9, we're going to do 1 single crochets in each stitch. There's no increases or decreases here. For round 10, we're going to continue the pattern of 5 single crochets and then 1 decrease. So we're going to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, then we'll do front 2 loops, yarn under and over, and then continue the pattern until we reach the end of the row. Single crochet in each stitch around again. Continuing the pattern again, we're going to do 4 single crochets and then 1 invisible decrease until you reach the end of the row. Round 13, we're going to do 1 single crochets in each stitch around. For round 14, we're going to do 3 single crochets, then 1 invisible decrease until the end of the row. For round 15, we're going to do 1 single crochet in each stitch around. For round 16, we're going to do 2 single crochets, then 1 invisible decrease until you reach the end of the row. Now we start stuffing with yarn scraps or polyfill. I'm using yarn scraps because it's a little bit more sustainable this way instead of using new polyfill. For round 17, we're going to decrease all around, no single crochets. Cut the tail long and then slip stitch and pull through. We're going to close the hole and then send the yarn tail to the back. We're going to use the yarn tail later. As you can see, my original pattern is thinner, which is also included in the written pattern, but this version is a little bit wider, which is closer to the music video. Now we're going to do the exact same thing for the arm. You can start off the magic circle however you like, as long as you have 4 stitches inside. And then we're going to increase twice, so that gives us a total of 6 stitches. And then we single crochet until the halfway mark, do a decrease, and then single crochet at the end of the row. This is going to shape the hand. Round 4, single crochet until the halfway mark and do a decrease, and then single crochet to the end again. For round 5 to 7, single crochet in each stitch, and we should see the arm starting to form. Cut a long tail, slip stitch, pull through, and then pull the yarn again in the front loops of the next stitch. Do that twice and add stuffing. For the leg, we're going to do 3 single crochets in a magic circle, or however you like, as long as you have 3 stitches. And then we do an increase 3 times, which gives you a total of 6 stitches. This is going to be the boot part. And then we're going to flip it around, and then we're going to find the halfway mark and do all single crochets, decrease 1, and then single crochet to the end right before the last stitch. And for the last stitch, you want to start the stitch, insert hook and yarn over, and then add a new color and pull through. Pull on the yarn to tighten and then cut the boot color yarn. And then for round 4, we're doing the exact same thing but with a different color yarn. So single crochet until the halfway mark, decrease 1, and then single crochet to the end of the row. Round 5 to 7, single crochet in each stitch around, and this will form the rest of the leg. Cut a long tail, slip stitch, pull through, and then pull the yarn again in the front loops of the next stitch. And then stuff the leg and then make another one. Now we assemble the arms and the legs together. I like to do this method where I take the yarn tail from the first arm and then poke it through to get to the second arm, then go back to the first arm. This will create a more of an even placement. And then we sew the legs the exact same way. Now for the eyes, we're making French knots. Insert the needle and come out to where you want the eye to be. Insert the needle again, wrap the yarn around the needle a few times towards you. The more you wrap it around, the bigger the eyes will be. Then you just pull on it to make the eye shape. Go in and out a few times to secure the stitch. The tighter you pull, the smaller the eyes will be. And just going back to where you came from. And then you just tie a double knot and then send the yarn tail back. And now we're doing the exact same thing for the other eye. Feel free to rewind or look at another tutorial in the description box. So for the smile, you want to go higher for the smile or lower for the frown. Essentially, you just make a line and then go back where you are and find the middle and go up, and then pull the yarn down to create that smile. You can also glue it as well too. I've seen people gluing it. Tie it together and then send it to the back. This is just optional. I use secondhand yarn, so I have to fix the little mistakes I made, the little gaps. But obviously if you use the correct size, you do not have to do this. So to fix the mistakes, take the yarn tail from the back, send it forward, and then weave in and out to correct the errors. You can leave a couple strands on top to make a keychain version. And there you go. And then trim all the excess, stuff it in to hide it. And to make the antennas, you just want to wrap the yarn really tightly around the wire, and then you just shape it to however you like. Trim the excessive wire and then make a few knots to secure the shape. And then you cut a long yarn tail and then sew it in. Sew it on top. Weave in and out a couple different times to really secure it. Cut the excessive yarn and then you're done. And we have a finished product. Now for the bigger version, you want to do 8 single crochets in a magic circle, or however you like to start a magic circle. Now we do an increase in each stitch that gives you 16 in total. We do another increase, this time only 4 times, and gives you a total of 24. For round 4, we're going to do another increase for 4 times, which gives you a total of 32 stitches. For round 5, we're doing a single crochet in each stitch, and that gives you a total of 32 stitches. There's no increase or decreases. We're going to flip it around, cut the yarn, and do a slip stitch and pull. Pull the yarn front loops only for the next stitch and then set it aside. We're going to repeat round 1 to 5 again, but this time we're not going to cut the yarn. This will be the second part of the heart on top. For round 6, you want to crochet to the halfway mark, which is 16 stitches. And then you insert the hook into the first piece where the yarn tail is, and single crochet to join the piece together. You want to do single crochets in each stitch, 31 single crochets in the second piece, and then 16 single crochets in the first piece, which give you a grand total of 64. For round 7 and 8, you want to do single crochets in each stitch around. Now we're going to close the gap in the middle with a crochet hook or a yarn needle. I'm doing a few whip stitches here. Then tie a knot to secure it. If it's necessary, this is the time to fix any mistakes. Now for round 9, you want to do a pattern of 6 single crochets and then 1 invisible decrease. As you can see, we're taking the front 2 loops of the next stitch and then we yarn under and then over. Then continue the pattern until you reach to the end of the stitch marker. This should give you a total of 56 stitches. For round 10 and 11, we're going to do single crochets in each stitch around, and that again gives you a total of 56 stitches. For round 12, we're going to do 6 single crochets again and then 1 invisible decrease, and that should give you a total of 49 stitches. For round 13 and 14, you want to do single crochets in each stitch around. For round 15, we're going to do 5 single crochets this time, and then 1 invisible decrease until you reach to the end of the row. For round 16 and 17, single crochet in each stitch around again. For round 18, the pattern continues with 5 single crochets and then 1 invisible decrease, and that should give you a total of 36 stitches. Round 19-20, we're going to single crochet in each stitch around again. For this round, we're going to do 4 single crochets and then 1 invisible decrease. That should give you a total of 30 stitches. For round 22 and 23, we're going to do the exact same thing of single crochet in each stitch around. If you are using safety eyes, this would be a good time to attach them. For round 24, we're going to do 3 single crochets and then 1 invisible decrease, and that should give you a total of 24. For round 25, single crochet in each stitch around, and again 24 stitches. For round 26, we're going to do 2 single crochet and then 1 invisible decrease, and that should give you a total of 18 stitches. And now we add some stuffing. Again, I'm using yarn scraps instead of new polyfill because it saves a bit of money and also prevents it from going to the landfill. For round 27, we're going to single crochet in each stitch around. For round 28 to 29, you want to do 1 invisible decrease in each stitch. For round 28, you will get 9 stitches, and then for round 29, you will get 5 stitches. And now we cut the yarn, slip stitch and pull again. And now we're just gonna adjust the stuffing and add more if necessary. Now we close the hole and then send the yarn tail to the back. For the arm, you want to do 5 single crochets in a magic circle. For round 2, increase 5 times. You get a total of 10 stitches. For round 3, increase 5 times, and that should give you a total of 15 stitches. For round 4, you want to do 1 single crochet, then 1 invisible decrease for 5 times, and that should give you a total of 10 stitches. For round 5, single crochet until the halfway mark, do 1 invisible decrease, and then finish the rest of the row with single crochets. For round 6, do the exact same thing, single crochet until the halfway mark, then do 1 invisible decrease, and then single crochet to the end of the row. For round 7, one more time, single crochet until the halfway mark, decrease 1, and then single crochet the rest of the row. For round 8 to 11, single crochet in each stitch, and now the arm should start forming. Cut the yarn, slip stitch and pull. Pull the yarn again in the front loops only of the next stitch. Now we add some stuffing. And then make another one. For round 1 of the boot, you want to do 4 single crochet in a magic circle. For round 2, increase in all stitches, and that should give you a total of 8 stitches. For round 3, increase 4 times, and that should give you a total of 12 stitches. For round 4, flip it, single crochet until the halfway mark, then do 1 invisible decrease, and then single crochet to the end of the row. Round 5, single crochet till the halfway mark, decrease 1, and then single crochet to the end of the row. For round 6, we're going to do the exact same thing, but we do not crochet the last stitch yet. For the last stitch, you want to yarn over and pull through, and then you add the new color and pull through again. For round 7 to 12, single crochet in each stitch, and then you trim the boot color yarn. After that, cut the yarn, do a slip stitch and pull. Then we pull the yarn from the front loops only. Then we stuff the leg and make another one. To sew the arms and the legs to the body, I like to take the yarn tail from the first arm and then poke it across to get to the second arm, and then you want to make sure it's level. Then we go back to sew the first arm. This will create a more of an even placement. Then you do the same for the legs. I like to use pins to block out the placement of the mouth and the eyes. Since I'm not using safety eyes, I am sewing the eyes now. And then we're making a smile. Refer back to the smile of the smaller version or use the link in the description box if you are unsure. And tie to secure and send the yarn tail to the back. Now we're going to add some eyebrows. Again, tie to secure and send the yarn tail to the back. Now make a scar using the same principle as the mouth, and then tie to secure and send the yarn tail to the back. This is optional, but if you made any mistakes, take the yarn tail from the back, send it forward, and then weave in and out to correct any mistakes. Now we twist the yarn with the wire and make a heart shape. Cut the yarn with a tail and then weave in and out to fill the heart, kind of like a darning stitch to mend clothes. Cut the sets of yarn and tie to secure. Then weave in and out to correct any errors. Twist the yarn with the wire to secure it. Then we make a knot. Sew the antenna on top of his head by weaving in and out, and then send the yarn tail to the back. Now all the sets of yarn should be in the back, and this is the time to trim, and then you're done.